Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the fourth installment of our Take 10 at 10. Today's Take 10 at 10 is all about calendar and how to create invites, share those out with your staff, and how to add attachments and video links to that calendar invite. I can see that everybody has found the chat on the left-hand side of the Hangout as we're all saying hello and welcoming everybody, so thank you for that. Today's Take 10 at 10 event will be with your TELT-C, Brian Reed. Take it away, Brian.
Perfect. Okay, on this morning's Take 10 at 10, we're going to take a look at calendar invites, and making a calendar. All things that we hope can help you with your school improvement planning or just your day-to-day work in school. So I'm going to share my screen and take you through a few of the steps in making and using our calendars. So here I am in my Google Calendar that's attached to my email account. I can get there by clicking on the Google app matrix, and calendar lives in there. The cool thing about calendar is that you can view it by day, by week. I like to see things by month, just so you can get a sense of what's coming down the pipe at you. So let's just get going. We're going to make a calendar invite and go through a whole bunch of those steps. So let's say I want to make one for later on today. I'll just click on that date. It'll pop up and it'll prompt me to give it a title. So I'm going to do this SIP planning meeting, for example. This is if I have multiple calendars going, which I'll show you a little bit about later. I can select different calendars here. But if I were just to create this event, it would make it as an all-day event. And I want to actually, I think it's very important that you tie times to these calendar events. So let's go in and we'll edit this event and add some stuff to it. Okay. So like I said, the default setting when you're making a calendar event is an all-day event. Okay. This is going to be problematic later on when we go to book a room. So what we want to do is turn off all-day event and go very specifically to a time. Okay. So say, let's go 11:30 to 12:30. Okay. It's going to be a lunchtime meeting or something like that. So now I've got the time in place. The other thing I want to do is add some guests. So over here on the right-hand side, I can just start typing in, try to type in, the different people who might be attending my meeting. Okay, so as I invite participants, later on, what it's going to do is send them an invitation. So that's going to be pretty cool. The other thing while I'm here is I can book a room. Now, room bookings are based on kind of your role and your location. So you may not have the ability to book a room at certain schools, or a room might not be available at this school at that time. So that might prompt you to choose a different time for your meeting depending on what you see. Okay, so I might scroll down here and see if I can book a room at Mary Street. There it is. The Mary Street meeting room is available for me from 11:30 to 12:30 today. So I'm going to book that. And now it shows up as the location in my calendar meeting. If I wanted to, I can add a video call, which is kind of cool. So I can attach a Google Hangout to this meeting. If there were people who couldn't attend in person, I can just click it. And what happens then is the meeting will show up in their calendar and in their email with a link to that video call. Also, importantly, I can add an attachment. So if we have a shared agenda, for example, I can attach that to the calendar invite so everyone can have it ahead of time and I don't have to share it out separately. So I can click on Add Attachment. I can go into the folder where that document lives. There's my calendar meeting. Click on it, press Select. Okay, and now I have a meeting that is named. The time is set, people are invited, the room is booked, the attachment is on there, and if needed, I can make a video call. When I press save, okay, if I haven't already shared the attachment, I'll get prompted to do so, but I get this prompt about sending invitations. I usually press send because what it does is it'll send an email to each person who you invited as a guest and give them a chance to select, yes, I can attend, no, I cannot, or maybe. And what it does is it puts that calendar invite that you made into their work calendar as well. So I'm going to press send. And now I can see this date's been set into my calendar. So that's pretty handy. And that's definitely a way that you can keep people informed and on track. You can invite people who weren't at the first meeting and they get an invite for the second. So there's lots of reasons why to use your Google Calendar. The last thing we're going to show you here briefly is how to make a separate calendar. So if you want events to appear not in your personal work calendar, but in, say, a group's calendar, here's how you do that. So over here in the settings gear, you click on it and go down to the settings. Then choose from the nav bar up top, calendars. Okay, you'll see all the different calendars that you have access to, plus the ability you have to make changes to them. But for us in this case, we're going to create a new calendar over here. Some people have used these new calendars to share school-wide so that people can put events in, so that everyone can be in the loop about what's happening in terms of guest speakers and field trips and events. But for us, say we have a team that's part of our school improvement planning team, and we're going to make them a calendar for this so that it appears in a different color, kind of on their personal calendar. The neat thing about it here is that you can go and invite those people individually. And then you can also set their permissions. Hide this. Set their permissions so that they can either make changes and share it with other people, just make changes or add, just see what's going on at those times, or just see that that person or group is free or busy. So that's helpful if you're trying to find a date to meet, is that you can see free and busy as an option. Okay. So I'm just going to cancel that because it's just an example. And yeah, that's kind of the idea. So those are two different ways that you can use Calendar, both for creating events and creating calendars themselves. Let's just see if there's anything else that we missed or if we're good to go here. No, it looks like we've answered all the questions there. So thanks very much there, guys. Oliver, I'll turn it back over to you.
Okay, everybody, thank you for joining the fourth installment of our Take 10 at 10. Brian showed us how we can create calendar invites, send those out to staff, and how to include a video call, as well as attachments and booking resources, bookable resources. So thank you very much. That's a wrap for our fourth Take 10 at 10.